So a very good morning dear students, welcome to my channel Maths with Mohanty sir. In the last class we were discussing about two properties in terms of two theorems, that is 10.11 and 10.12 as given in your NCERT syllabus of the chapter circle, where we discussed that each pair of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is supplementary. In a cyclic quadrilateral, each pair of opposite angle is supplementary, it is proved. It is one of the properties, it was proved in terms of theorem 10.11. And in theorem 10.12 we discussed, I proved how to prove the converse of theorem 10.11. That means if each pair of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is supplementary, then of a quadrilateral is supplementary, not cyclic. If each pair of opposite angles of a quadrilateral is supplementary, then it is a cyclic quadrilateral. It was discussed in theorem 10.12. Now today, let us discuss some more interesting properties of cyclic quadrilateral. There are some other interesting as well as important properties of cyclic quadrilateral. Let us discuss the proof of those properties. Okay, so other than these two properties, the first property of cyclic quadrilateral is what? Each pair of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral will be supplementary. And the second property is what? If each pair of opposite angles of a quadrilateral is supplementary, then it is a cyclic quadrilateral. Other than these two properties, what are the other properties of cyclic quadrilateral? Let us investigate and prove it geometrically. Okay? Let me discuss another important property. See, what is the property? Let us find out. Suppose you are given a cyclic quadrilateral C, A, B, C and D. Suppose you extend or produce one of the sides, suppose AB. Suppose you extend one of the sides of this cyclic quadrilateral. It is a cyclic quadrilateral because all the four vertices A, B, C and D, they lie on the circle. So it is no doubt a cyclic quadrilateral. Now let us extend or produce one side. Suppose you produce AB up to E. So what will happen if you produce one of the sides, say AB up to E? Here you got an angle, look at. Here you got an angle. What angle is it? This is an exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral. Now if this is exterior, what about this angle? This angle is your interior opposite. Now how to prove that this exterior angle formed by producing or extending one of the sides, that is AB of this cyclic quadrilateral, is equal to its interior opposite angle. That means we want to prove that in a cyclic quadrilateral, when one of the sides is extended or produced, the exterior angle so formed is equal to its interior opposite angle. Okay. So, exterior angle, I am writing the property, exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to its interior opposite angle. Its interior opposite angle. So what is the meaning of this? Let us prove it geometrically. Okay. So that means to prove in this particular figure, what we want to prove? Here you are given. What is given? Given is ABCD is a what? Is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. Then this is the exterior. Exterior angle is what? Exterior angle your CBE, and this is exterior angle, and which is the interior opposite angle? Angle ADC. Angle ADC is what angle? Interior opposite angle. Now the point is, how will you prove that this angle CBE is equal to angle ADC? You see, what we want to prove? We want to prove that angle CBE, this is exterior, CBE equal to ADC, angle ADC, which is interior opposite. Let us see how to prove. It is very easy, children, you can easily prove within a fraction of second. How? Let us see. Let us come to the proof part. I am doing the proof here. This is another important property which we will discuss after this one. Okay, see. So how to prove that this exterior angle CBE will be equal to this interior opposite angle ADC. Okay. Now see children, as this is exterior angle and this is what angle? This is interior at this side. So clearly these two angles CBE and ABC angle, they form a linear pair, and their sum is how many degree? You know. What is the sum of a pair of angles forming linear pair? You know. The sum of these two will be 180 degree, because this angle and this angle form what? Linear pair. So what is our first step? Angle CBE plus angle ABC. Angle ABC. It will be equal to 180. What is the reason? The reason is linear pair. Okay. Because these two angles form a linear pair, so their sum must be equal to 180 degree. Okay. Now let us come to the next step. See, ABCD is given what? It is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. Since ABCD is cyclic quadrilateral, so their opposite angle supplementary, we know. That means angle B, angle ABC. Therefore, angle ABC plus angle ADC must be equal to how many degree? 180 degree. See. So as ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, angle B plus D is 100 degree. And this is exterior and this is interior adjacent. They form a linear pair of linear pair angles. So their sum must be 180 degree. Now you compare the two equations. On comparing the two equations, what you will get? You will get CBE angle plus ABC is equal to angle ABC plus angle ADC. You see? Now you cancel angle ABC from both the sides, and on cancellation what did you get? You got CBE equal to ADC, and this is what we wanted to prove. That exterior, see, this is exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral ABCD, and this is the interior opposite angle ADC, and they are what? So they are equal. So it is a truth, and you have to follow, remember it, and you have to apply it in problem. That in any cyclic quadrilateral, the exterior angle formed by extending or producing one of the sides will be always equal to its interior opposite angles. Okay. Now let us discuss. Let me discuss another important property of cyclic quadrilateral. See, children, you see, look at this figure. Suppose in this figure, suppose ABCD, look at ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral because the four vertices lie on the circle. Okay. Now suppose AP, look at AP. Suppose AP is the bisector of this angle. BP is the bisector of angle B. Now look at CR. CR is the bisector of angle C, and DR is the bisector of angle D. Suppose. That means, what is the statement I will tell you? Let me first write the given. So what you are given? Suppose AP, BP, your CR and DR. Suppose they bisects angle, which angle? Angle A. That means AP bisects angle A, BP bisects angle B, and CR bisects angle C, and DR bisects angle D. Look at AP, BP, they bisect angle A and B, CR and DR, they bisect angle C and D. Suppose. Now see, children, that means AP, BP, CR and DR, they are the bisectors of the four angles of the cyclic quadrilateral. And you are given ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, you see. So what you are given? You are given ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, and AP, BP, CR and DR are the four bisectors of the four angles A, B, C and D. Suppose you are given. Now, what did you get here? What figure did you get here? You got a quadrilateral or not? You got a quadrilateral. Now, how will you prove that this quadrilateral obtained, that is PQRS, it is also cyclic. So now I may feel that you can easily say what is the statement of this property. That means the bisectors of, you see, the bisectors of the four angles, I mean the bisectors of the angles of a what? Cyclic quadrilateral form a quadrilateral, and that is cyclic. Okay. So what is the statement? What we can write? That means the quadrilateral, what is the statement? The quadrilateral, you see. So the quadrilateral, let me write the statement. Quadrilateral form, what I explained just I am writing the statement, you see. The quadrilateral formed by the bisectors, you see, bisectors of angles of a cyclic quadrilateral, angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is cyclic. You see, try to understand. See, this is the quadrilateral. PQRS is the quadrilateral which is formed by the bisectors AP, BP, CR and DR of the four angles of the cyclic quadrilateral ABCD. That means ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, it is given. Okay. You have to prove that this PQRS is cyclic. Okay. How to prove? So, okay. So, this is given. ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. These are bisectors of angle B, C and D. Now, how will we prove that this PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral? Children, you see, in order to prove PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral, it is sufficient if we can show, suppose we can show that this angle, look at, angle APB and angle CRB, look at this angle and this angle. They are also opposite angles. Now if we can show that their sum is 180 degrees, then no doubt PQRS will be a what? Cyclic quadrilateral. So let us see the proof. How to prove? Now in order to prove this, you see, first you consider triangle APB. You see, in triangle APB, look at, in triangle APB, what happens? In triangle, see, in triangle APB, angle P, look at, angle APB plus this angle PAB plus PBA will be how many degree? 180 degree. Angle sum property. In triangle APB, this angle plus this angle plus this angle is 180 degree. Similarly, you consider triangle DRC. Why? Because our aim is to prove that this angle P plus angle R. If we can show that angle P plus R is 180, then only the quadrilateral PQRS will be cyclic. Okay. So in order to show that the sum of angle P and R 180 degree, first you consider triangle APB. Okay. In triangle APB, you apply angle sum property. Then you consider triangle DRC. In triangle DRC, find out. So in triangle DRC, angle DRC plus this angle RCD plus RBC. Okay. This is again 180 degree. Okay. Now see. Now look at angle PAB. Where is PAB? PAB. See this angle. PAB means this angle. This angle is half of angle A. Look at. Because AP is the bisector. AP is the bisector of angle A. So definitely this angle, that is PAB, will be half of the whole angle that is A. So in place of PAB angle, we can write half of A. Similarly, in place of PBA, see, in place of PBA, this angle, we can write half of, you see, PBA, this angle, small angle. This will be half of angle B. So in place of PAB, angle PAB, we can write half angle A, and in place of angle PBA, we can write half of angle B. So write down. Therefore, see, this angle APB plus, in place of angle P, this small angle, that is PAB, so you write down half angle A. Look at. Because PAB will be half of A, because AP is the bisector of angle A. It is given. So angle PAB must be half the angle A. So that I have written. Similarly, PBA will be half of what? Angle B. Suppose it is 180 degree. And similarly, look at, in this triangle, RCD, look at this small angle, RCD. This angle will be half of C, and this angle, RDC, will be half of angle D. So in place of RCD angle, we can write half of C, and in place of RDC angle, we can write half of D. So write down, therefore, DRC, look at, DRC, angle DRC, in place of RCD, where is RCD? RCD, this angle, it will be half of C. So write down, it is half of C, and this will be, RDC will be half of D. So better you make equation, it will be better. Suppose this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Okay. In triangle APB, whatever angle sum property you apply, make it equation 1. In triangle DRC, on applying angle sum property, whatever is obtained, take it equation 2. Now break equation 1 and 2 separately. See. Now in equation 1, angle PAB is there, and PAB is half of A, because AP is the bisector of angle AP is the bisector of angle which one? A. As AP is the bisector of angle A, so PAB will be half of A. That I have written. In place of PAB, I have written half of A. Similarly, in place of angle PBA, I have written half of B. In place of angle RCD, I have taken half of C because CR is the bisector of angle C and DR is the bisector of angle D. Therefore, angle RDC will be half of angle D. You see, in place of angle RDC, I have written half angle D. So, half angle D will be 180. Okay. Suppose this is equation 3 and this is equation 4. See. Now, what will be our next step? See. The next step is, you see, what is the next step? Now you add the two equations. Adding equation 3 and 4, you will get the result. Adding 3 and 4, adding equation 3 and 4, if we add, what we will get? See, angle APB plus angle DRC. See, angle APB plus angle DR, what? C. Now we can rub the figure. There is no need of figure now. Let us rub the figure. You see. So angle APB plus angle DRC plus half A plus half B, angle B plus half angle C. So like this you have to do the calculation. Okay. So half C plus half D. So what I am doing? I am adding equation 3 and 4. I am adding the left hand side of the two equations and right hand side of the two equations. So it will be 180 plus 180. See. Now look at. So this implies APB plus this angle DRC. You see. APB and DRC, which are the two, one pair of opposite angles of the quadrilateral PQRS, which we want to prove cyclic. Okay. That means we have to show that the sum of this pair of opposite angles of the quadrilateral PQRS is 180 degrees. Then only it will be what? A cyclic quadrilateral. Otherwise it will not be cyclic quadrilateral. So you see, what is the next step? You take common half. Take common half. It is angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D. So it is how many degrees? 360 degrees. Okay. Now see, what is the next step? The next step is, you see children, this is angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D. These are the four interior angles of the cyclic quadrilateral ABCD. What will be their sum? Their sum will be how much? Their sum will be sum of four angles of a quadrilateral is how much you know? It is 360 degrees. So, as ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, it is already given. So, in place of angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D, we will write 360 degrees. So, write down. So, this implies angle APB plus angle DRC plus half into 360 equal to 360. You see. Now, you do the cancellation, it is 180. So what is the final result? You see, now take 180 to the right hand side. So APB plus DRC equal to 360 minus 180, that is 180. So see, ultimately we arrived at the result or at the conclusion. What is the conclusion? Now we saw that angle APB plus angle DRC, which are, you see, this was the figure. I am drawing once again. This was the figure. A, B, C, D. We have taken, suppose, you see, this is P, this is Q, this is R, this was S. You see, AP, BP, CR and DR, they are the four bisectors of angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D of the cyclic quadrilateral ABCD, and we wanted to prove that this PQRS is a what? Cyclic quadrilateral. And I said in order to prove PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral, it is sufficient to show that this angle APR plus your DR, what? DRC. You see, angle APB means this angle, and DRS means this angle, this one. If the sum of these two, they form a pair of opposite angles of the quadrilateral PQRS. Angle, that means, you see, we can say QPS. In place of APB, we can write QPS. Angle QPS. This is angle QPS, you see, angle QPS plus. And in place of DRC, we can write which angle? We can write QRS. Angle QRS, you see. In place of ABB angle, we can write QP QPS, because APB and QPS are the same angle. Similarly, in place of angle DRC, we can write QRS. So this is 180 degree. So this implies PQRS is what? PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral. So what did we see, children? So we saw that in a cyclic quadrilateral, the angle bisectors of the angle, whatever quadrilateral it forms, whatever quadrilateral is formed by the four angle bisectors of a cyclic quadrilateral, it is also cyclic. Okay, so it is also one of the important properties of cyclic quadrilateral, that the quadrilateral formed by the angle bisectors of four angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is also cyclic. Children, I hope you understood the proof of this geometrical truth. Okay, if at all you understood, if you think yes, Mahanti sir is explaining very nicely and we are able to understand everything, then children, I must say that you please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay, so we shall discuss more properties on cyclic quadrilateral in the next class. Okay, thank you.